Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Coffee with Creators podcast. Today we don't have coffee, we actually have a glass of water. And just wanted to welcome those that are here for the first time. Really glad that you're here, glad that you found the podcast. And if this is not your first time, you've been here before, then welcome back. Really glad that you are here as well. Wanted to give a shout out to my friend Roger Sang. He sent me a photo that he was listening to the last episode, so truly appreciate that, Roger. I'm excited to see Roger. Also, congrats to my friend Roger. He got his YouTube play button plaque for reaching 100,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Roger. Amazing. Love the success that you are having, and the momentum is just awesome. And I can't wait to see you in Las Vegas at CES. On that note, if you are going to CES in Las Vegas, Consumer Electronics Show next week, January 7 to 10, I believe. Love to see you there. I will be there representing Uscreen, so I'm excited to be there to learn about all the new things, all the new technology. There's actually a creator hub, and so can't wait to meet everybody there, see everyone. Be a blast. It'll be my first time. Not in Vegas. Been to Vegas plenty of times, but my first time at CES. And so that'll be really cool. Can't wait to be there. Today, I wanted to share something with you guys that I've been thinking about. I actually published this as a guide on Substack. And so if you would like to grab this on Substack, it is called the Creator Success Map. The journey, the business journey as a content creator is actually quite unique, right? There's a lot of creativity, a lot of growth, a lot of business development, a lot of technical things that you need to learn. There's so many things, it can feel quite overwhelming if you don't have a clear roadmap, right? It's just like anything, right? If like you were trying to get from here to, another destination, right? You're trying to get to a place, and if you don't have a roadmap, you don't have Google Maps, right? You're just trying to okay, let me turn left here. All right, nope, that's not right. Let me turn right instead. All right, nope, let me go backwards. You don't have a guide. You don't have a roadmap to kind of tell you how to get from point A to point B. You're gonna get, really overwhelmed. You're gonna take a lot longer to get to your destination. You're probably gonna get burnt out. You're probably gonna get really frustrated. And so that's why I've been really thinking a lot about this creator success roadmap, right, for your business. Not for building an audience and stuff like that. I think there's lots of resources for that, but I wanted to create and sort of document what it would look like for a really successful creator business roadmap, right? What does that success look like for your business as a content creator? And so I pulled a lot of anecdotal things from conversations with fellow creators, people that I've interviewed on my podcast and my YouTube channel, people that I have come across through my work at Uscreen. We get to talk to a lot of successful creators there. A lot of data from some of the best well-known creators that you see, the household names that you see, and trying to pull in all of those insights into a roadmap that can be followed by any creator, no matter what size, no matter what stage. And so this guide is really to outline the 5 key stages of a creator's business evolution, their roadmap, and provide some steps to move from one stage to the next. And so again, I have a link in the show notes or in the description to this entire guide on Substack that I've shared. You can check it out, and you can follow along as we go through this podcast. Follow along that to really make it easy for you, and you can kind of see a visual of what I'm talking about here. There's really 5 stages. The first stage is the hustler stage, right? This is really where you're working tirelessly, creating content, growing your audience, right? The next stage is the builder stage. This is where you're going to start laying the groundwork, the foundation of a sustainable business. The third stage is the strategist, right? This is where I see a lot of creators scaling their efforts and still trying to stay true to their mission. The fourth stage is the leader. You're now the leader, right? Now it's about inspiring others and ensuring your long-term success, right? And then the fifth and final stage is the legacy builder, right? This stage is really where you're now focusing on mentorship, innovation, and leaving a legacy. And I'm going to go through each of those stages in more details. But as you go through this success roadmap and you're listening to this, maybe you're on the treadmill, maybe you're on a walk, you're driving, maybe you're working. There's 3 things that I'd love for you to do. At first, I'd love for you to identify the stage that you're on, kind of reflect on where your business is currently, what your challenges are right now, and really kind of identify yourself, kind of put yourself in one of the stages. That'll really help. And then focus on the action plan. I'm going to share each stage some specific action steps to move forward with purpose to the next step, to the next stage. Okay. And then, save this podcast, save the guide on Substack that I shared with you in the show notes or in the description, and come back to it regularly. I'm going to talk about this, every now and then, kind of remind you to come back if you're listening to this podcast on a regular basis, but come back to the stages, come back to the roadmap regularly, just to keep you in line, going in the right direction. You can be really busy, but not really making any progress, not really productive. We all work really hard, and hopefully this will guide you in the right direction so that the work that you're putting in every day in, day out is actually growing your business. All right, so come back to this regularly. Let's go and let's start diving into each of these stages of this. First of 5 stages is the hustler stage, right? This is where every creator begins. This is where they start off their journey. No matter who you are, you're starting us in the hustler phase, right? This is really about your passion, trying to figure that out, your persistence, you're working tirelessly to create content, to grow your audience, and you're probably juggling a lot of responsibilities, multiple hats, right? You're learning on the fly, you're doing whatever it takes to gain traction. You're just working, you're grinding, right? It's foundational, right, to everything that you're going to do, but this is really where you're going to be establishing your habits, your skills, resilience for long-term success. Now, the key characteristics of the hustler stage is that you'll know that you're in the hustler stage if you're focused on creating content and building an audience. If that's like your main focus, is like, I need to get more subscribers, more followers, I got to publish weekly, I got to publish at least once a week, every couple weeks, whatever your content plan is, you're limited or inconsistent with your income streams. You don't really have a consistent income stream yet. Your revenue streams are just developing, right? It's not consistent, right? That's when you know that that's one of the key characteristics of the hustler stage. And you're wearing a lot of hats. You're probably the creator, you're the editor, you're the marketer, you're the social media manager, right? You're the COO. You're doing all of your own accounting, you're doing everything, right? Multiple hats. Now, the challenges of this stage is that you have you're lacking some systems. You're lacking clear systems and processes. You don't have those developed yet. You have difficulty balancing content creation with monetization. You're thinking, okay, do I make content so that it's in the free platform on YouTube, on Instagram, or do I make content for my courses or my membership, or do I do brand deals? You're kind of figuring it out. It's difficult to balance making content just for the sake of creating content and putting your thought leadership content out there versus monetized content. It's kind of a difficult balance at the moment. And also you have a challenge with a lot of overwhelm, trying to do everything alone, long hours, tiring days, right? Now, how you move forward from this stage is you need to prioritize building a core engaged audience. You need to focus on, who am I serving? Who is that avatar? Who is that person that I'm helping? What do they look like? What do they sound like? What are they into? All of those things. You need to experiment with monetization strategies, right? Affiliates, sponsorships, courses. You need to start thinking of these things: paid events, paid webinars, paid training, coaching, consulting, right? And you need to start automating repetitive tasks, right? Scheduling posts, right? Basic editing, using things like Opus Clip, right? AI tools, right? You need to start thinking of ways to leverage technology to take away some of those tasks that you're doing on a regular basis, okay? Free up some of your time, okay? Because you may not be able to hire somebody yet, but you could probably use some software or some different tools out there that are available to automate or take off at least some of those things that you're doing manually, okay? So, action plan for this stage. Right now, your focus is on creating and sharing content. You want to embrace the chaos, right? Don't forget to work smarter and not just harder, right? Everybody can work harder, but you got to start thinking of, how do I work smarter? You want to set clear goals, right? You want to find tools. You want to look for tools out there to make your workflow easier and start exploring ways to monetize your content. That will free up a lot of things. You'll be able to invest in tools, in team members, assistants. If you start monetizing now your content, you're starting to have some revenue, okay? Even if it's just a small start, all right? Very important. So, action plan. Set clear goals for your content and publishing schedule. Number 2, you want to identify your most engaged platform and focus your efforts here. You don't want to do everything. You don't want to be on every platform. You want to focus on 1 or 2, okay? You want to research basic monetization options that fit your content niche, okay? Research monetization options. And we can talk about this in the future, but you want to research basic monetization options outside of AdSense, okay? Outside of just platform revenue. And you want to start investing in tools to streamline your workflow. Investing in tools to streamline your workflow. All right, so that is the hustler stage. The next stage is the builder, okay? The builder stage. You've leveled up, okay? You're no longer a hustler in that stage. You're here because you've got some traction, okay? Income is coming in, it's trickling in slowly but surely, and your audience is growing, okay? Your reach is growing, your audience is growing, your followers are growing, your email list is growing, okay? Now it's about laying the groundwork for a sustainable business, all right? So this is where you start shifting from doing everything yourself to creating systems and finding help to grow, okay? In the builder stage, okay? Stage 2, builder stage. So how do you know that you're in this stage? Well, first, your income streams are established, but they're not yet optimized. They're not to their full potential yet, but they're starting to be established, okay? Your audience growth is steady and the community engagement is increasing. You're getting more comments perhaps, on your content and so forth, okay? And you're starting to outsource some of the tasks like we talked about. Maybe your editing, maybe your thumbnails, maybe your social media, whatever it may be, but you're starting to outsource some of those tasks. Now your challenges now are different, okay? You're managing time effectively as opportunities increase. You're getting more opportunities, but now you have to manage your time effectively. You got to make sure that you choose the right things to focus on. You need to, your next challenge is avoiding burnout while balancing your growth and your content creation. Okay? Burnout is going to be a real thing. You want to make sure you're aware of it and make sure you avoid it. And then also, next challenge is that you need to learn how to delegate tasks effectively. You're going to be more busy, you're going to be having more tasks, so we need to delegate. Okay, and so that's really important. Now, how you move forward from this stage, from the second stage, which is the builder stage, to the strategist stage, which is the third stage, is you need to create systems for consistent content production and monetization. Systems are important now. Start thinking about systems. Okay, you can't do everything yourself. You guys start thinking about systems. Outsourcing and automating non-core activities. Very important. You want to strengthen your connections with your audience through a personal engagement plan, okay? So how do you strengthen these relationships with your audience? And you got to think about that, all right? So now things are not just a hobby for you. It's not just a hobby. Content creation is not just a hobby. It's starting to become a real business, right? But now you got to think of building something that's sustainable, right? Think through what's draining your energy. What can you outsource? What can you automate? Okay, double down on what works, right? Not everything that you start, not every revenue stream or platform that you start will work, right? So you got to double down on what works. You got to refine your processes and you got to keep your audience at the center of everything. Okay, it's going to be really tempting. You're going to start seeing brand deals and a lot of shiny objects, but you got to keep your audience at the center of everything. Quick sip of water. All right, so a couple action steps here. Develop a content calendar that's aligned with your goals. You want to look at hiring a part-time help, virtual assistant maybe, video editor, freelancer of some sort. You want to collect feedback from your audience to refine your offerings, and you want to start diversifying your income streams. All right, launching a digital product perhaps, launching a membership perhaps, but you got to start now thinking about diversifying your income streams. All right, stage 3, the strategist. All right, so you're moving from builder to strategist. It's awesome. Your business is really taking shape. You'll know you've arrived here when your revenue feels more predictable. Okay, if it doesn't feel predictable yet, you're not quite here yet. But if it starts feeling predictable, you're arriving at the strategist stage. Okay, so this stage is really all about scaling your efforts while staying true to your mission. Okay, that's when I talk to a lot of the creators that are in this stage, that's really where they're focused in on. Okay, so how do you know that you're here? Your revenue's predictable, you have multiple income streams, you have a small team or dedicated group of contractors in place. Your focus shifts from growth to scaling and strategy. Okay, growth, no more. You're focused on scaling and a strategy in place. Okay, the challenges that you'll have in this stage is maintaining authenticity as the brand grows, right? Things are going to get bigger. It's a little harder to maintain authenticity. So you got to make sure that you maintain authenticity. Managing a team, right? That's a new skill. People management and ensuring alignment with your vision. Making sure everybody's on the same page as you is going to be the next challenge. Balancing your creativity with business responsibilities is going to be another challenge as well. And so scaling doesn't mean doing more. It means you're doing what matters the most, and you're doing it better. Streamlining your operations, leading into platforms or products that bring the best results for you, and empowering your team. You got to have a team at this stage to help you grow. Your creativity is really your superpower, so you got to protect that. Okay, you got to do what you do best and then delegate the rest. Okay, you want to build SOPs, which is standard operating procedures for your team. These are recurring tasks. This is a standard, basically, playbook for everything that your business does. You want to create high value offers for your audience. Premium memberships, high ticket coaching, whatever it may be, but high value offers. You want to invest in tools and software to streamline your operations. And you want to focus on audience retention strategies to build loyalty. Again, memberships, community, very important in this. Stage number 4, we're going to get into the leader stage. Okay, you've reached this stage when you know that your business runs smoothly with a strong team handling the day-to-day. Okay, it frees up a lot of your time to focus on big picture goals and creative pursuits, things that you really enjoy and are passionate about. Okay, at this stage, the key characteristics here is that you have a team running your day-to-day operations. Okay, so you're not managing your social, you're not posting, you're not editing. To some degree, you might not even be creating as much, right? You might have somebody else also helping you, maybe create 1 or 2 videos each month, and you do the other 1 or 2 videos each month for your YouTube channel, right? So it allows you to focus on high level decisions. You're working more on the business rather than in the business. And so the business generates consistent and significant revenue, not just consistent, but also significant revenue. Because now you're probably paying some full-time employees. You have strong brand recognition and audience loyalty. Now the challenges that comes at this stage is also different. You have 3 challenges: ensuring your team stays aligned with your mission, making sure that people you're a leader now. So some people will not, they'll be aligned and then they might fall off, and you got to bring them back in. You got to make sure that your team is going in the same direction. Everybody is aligned. You want to adapt to changes in the creator economy, in the economy in general, right? You have to be aware now of the bigger picture there. And you want to find time for personal creativity. Okay, you got to find time to still be what you were originally, which was a creator, and find time to be creative, to just sit in silence by yourself, be inspired, right? Take time off, right? Be inspired, things like that, right? So finding time for personal creativity. How you move forward here from this stage, which is the leader, to the legacy builder, there's a couple things. Develop a long-term vision for your business, for your brand. You want to refine your leadership skills. Refine your leadership skills. So seek out, podcasts, books, mentors to work on your own leadership skills. Expand into new opportunities, right? So now you want to explore partnerships. You want to explore speaking engagements, maybe writing a book. There's explore new opportunities, right? So now you're the captain. You're steering this thing, right, to new horizons. And so you want to focus on leadership and vision while your team honestly takes care of the rest. You want to take this time to explore other opportunities. So some of the things here, practical things. I've seen a lot of creators setting quarterly and annual goals with their team. creators hosting team meetings to align on vision. So again, you're a leader now. How do you run you're more of a CEO here. So how do you host team meetings, maybe team annual retreats, right? You want to build partnerships to amplify your reach. For example, one of our customers, Yoga with Adrian, just yesterday, I saw that she did a collaboration with Women's Health magazine, right? She already has a massive brand. And then now she aligned and partnered with another massive publication that has her target audience in their audience, right? And so in their audience. And so that's a great example of her really partnering to amplify her reach, right? She's a yoga influencer, instructor with a successful multi-six-figure membership business. And then she partnered with Women's Health magazine for a New Year workout sort of collaboration, which gives her even more reach, right? Amplifies it. Okay, so something like that. You want to explore ways to diversify your revenue streams even further, right? So maybe you have 3 or 4 revenue streams. How do you add 2 or 3 others, right? You got to explore diversifying your revenue streams. Diversifying revenue streams in general is just a really good idea as a content creator, right? Having more than one is always really good. You want to make sure that they're all firing, at all cylinders. They're all successful. They're all healthy. But having diverse sets of revenue streams is always really good. Okay, which brings us to stage number 5, which is the legacy builder. All right, so this is the peak, in my opinion, of the creator success business journey, right? Of this creator success map. You build something really big, bigger than yourself, and now your business thrives without your daily involvement. You don't have to be in the weeds every single day, right? This stage is really about mentorship. It's about innovation. It's about leaving a legacy for future creators or future entrepreneurs. How you will know that you are in this stage is that the business operates successfully without your daily involvement. You don't have to be working in it on a daily basis. Your focus shifts to mentoring, to investing, to creating lasting impact. And you're established at this point as a thought leader in your niche. When people think of your niche, they think of you as well, if that makes sense, right? If somebody's thinking of Pilates online, they think of you. Somebody is thinking about YouTube, Google ads, or Facebook ads, Meta ads, they think of you, right? When somebody is thinking about just anything, there's so many, whatever the niche is, they think of you, right? You're a thought leader in your niche. The challenge is, as I say, every single stage has challenges. The challenges here is letting go of control and trusting your team. Such a challenging thing, not just for creators, for almost any entrepreneur I've met, is that letting go of the control of the things that they built, their baby, is so difficult. The other challenge is deciding what's next for you personally and professionally. A lot of creators at this point, they say, you know what, I've done everything. I've reached the mountaintops. I've done and seen everything. I need a new challenge, right? And so there's a bit of a succession planning that may need to take place. And also just internally making sure that you are still finding passion in what you're doing, right? Because you've seen everything, you've done everything, you've spoken at all the big events, you've written the books, you've made the money, more money than you can imagine, and you've done everything. You've achieved and conquered all the challenges and climbed all the mountains for this particular niche, for this particular industry. So it may be a matter of looking at other complementary industries or maybe adding on something else. But deciding what's next is generally a challenge that I see a lot of creators and entrepreneurs at this stage experience. And also, lastly, keeping your brand relevant over time. Being relevant over a long period of time is very difficult. Sometimes by the time you get to this phase, your service, your core offering may have changed, may have pivoted or evolved over time just because of the market demands and economy and things like that, your own personal interest, for a lot of different reasons. But keeping the brand relevant over time is definitely a challenge at this point. It's always going to be a challenge, especially if you're going to be in it for the long haul, right? If you're not looking to sell your business, anything, it's always going to be something where you're going to think about how to stay relevant over time. If you do a study of any big brands, man, there's brands that were hot 10 years ago and they're no longer around. Brands that were here 5, 2, 3 years ago, they're no longer relevant, right? Because they failed at keeping their brand relevant to stay with the times. And so that's a challenge that you will have. Now we'll talk more about all of these things over time on the podcast, but these are just some of the things I want to share with you guys here. How to move forward. We talked about it earlier. You want to develop a succession plan or an exit strategy in case that day comes. You want to build systems for ongoing innovation within your business, right? So systems are always really important. You want to explore opportunities to mentor or invest in other entrepreneurs or other creators. That's also really good to always do that even before this stage, so that you always have a pipeline of new talent perhaps that can join your business, that you can recruit into your business, right? And so the action plans here as you move forward when you get to this phase, and I'd love to talk to anybody that's actually going through this guide. I'd love to get your feedback and I'd love to hear your story. But the action plan here is a little bit different, right? It's really time to ensure that this thing that you've built lives on. Whether you're mentoring the next generation of entrepreneurs or creators in your industry, in your field, or exploring something new, a new adventure, a new challenge, your legacy is really going to be about more than success. It's about really the impact that you are creating. If you look at any businesses that have really built a legacy business, right? So what you want to do here is you want to identify some key team members who can lead the business. You want to document processes for continued success, just like SOPs in the earlier stages. You want to document processes still, like that never stops. You want to create opportunities for personal growth, new projects, philanthropy, all those things. You want to share your story and lessons with the next generation, with the folks that are kind of coming up behind you, right? Again, mentorship, right? You want to share those lessons and inspire others. And when you get to this phase, I find that, entrepreneurs and creators that get to the legacy stage, they're seeking that out. They're really hungry to mentor, to share what they know, share their resources even, and opportunities, and kind of open doors for the folks that are coming up behind them. All right. So the next steps here really is, every journey is different. Every success map is different in its nuances once you get down to the details. But these are the 5 stages that I feel are the milestones of that journey for a creator and the path that they tend to follow. And so understanding where you are and what's next and what challenges that you have, what you should focus on, how to get to the next stage is, I think, really important to build that business so that you can create something that leaves a lasting impact. And so if you've been here and you've listened this far, thank you. I appreciate you hanging out, giving me your attention for the last little bit here, 30 plus minutes or so. I hope that you go and actually go through this. Go to the Substack link in the description or in the show notes. I hope that will just really bless you and just empower you. I would love to connect with you. If you go to the Substack link, there's a calendar link there. That's my calendar link. Please grab time. I'm not looking to charge you to hop on a call. I would actually love it. It would really bless me as well. And so I'd love to have a conversation with you, what your thoughts are about this, these 5 stages, where you are in that journey, what you think I may have missed, right? Transparently, I'm always learning, and I kind of really do see myself as a student of this industry. And so I'd love to, if there's anything I missed in any of these stages, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to continue just improving and sharing these stages to really help creators be aligned with their goals and going in the right direction. And so if there's anything that I should know, you think I should really tweak or address, then let me know. But I will be talking more about these stages and actually diving into each stage in more detail over the coming weeks and months. And so, yeah, I hope that you check it out. I hope you reach out to me and book a call. I'd love to have a quick coffee chat with you and we can go from there. And so if you haven't yet, please, before you run off to the next episode or the next show or the next podcast, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you are listening on. And yeah, we also have a YouTube channel and also, like I said, Substack. So please subscribe to the newsletter on Substack there. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you very soon. All right, take care.